Sarah Maloney. In fact, we might say it was a good afternoon. We forgot it was a 2 o'clock kickoff. As we look at this Group F table, a 9-1 win for Portugal. It looks like they don't do too badly when Cristiano Ronaldo's not playing. Hat-trick from Bruno Fernandes and from João Neves as well. We don't care at the moment. Ireland go through to a playoff. Remember, it is a semi-final, which is a one-off game, not 2 legs, and then a final if they get through that again, one-legged affair. As we watch the great man, Seamus Coleman, in celebration, Kevin Doyle, I wonder, do you think Troy Parrott is a new best day of his life?
Oh, what a week for him, Joanne. And his general play wasn't as good tonight, but he got a hat-trick. He was brilliant. He's still going. If you watched him chasing around that last 10-15 minutes, his energy, his enthusiasm, and there, right at the end, like a good goal poacher, fabulous finish. Really good. Listen, we put the pressure on him. We went in and out of that game for long periods. We had spells where we were okay, and it looked like we were creating nothing in the second half. He made some changes, the manager. Finnezaz went into the midfield for Malumbi, and all of a sudden, we were on top.
That was the key for you?
Yeah, it was. All of a sudden, he was looking for the ball, and he set up Parrott's second goal. He played the ball over for Kenny's chance right before Parrott's winner, and he just looked more comfortable in the middle and got on the ball and started to dominate possession, and we started to create a few things. Listen, it helped that Hungary were sitting back and just trying to protect their lead. But I was lining up, about our manager. He's not a lucky manager. Well, he got his luck tonight. What a performance! What a win! And that could be. Well, it's the biggest night for a lot of those players' careers. Maybe not Seamus Coleman's. He's had a lot of success in
Not that you'd know looking at him. There he's in tears.
Yeah, but for this new group, the majority of these, this is going to make a turnaround in everyone's perception of the Ireland team in the last few years. To go away to Hungary, need to win. And to win like that, what a night.
What an afternoon. We keep forgetting it's the afternoon. Ryan Manning came on, made a difference in that second half, did he? The Hungarians, I can't believe it, as Kevin mentioned earlier, having played in 9 World Cups, the country, they haven't actually been to one since 1986. It was in their hands. What do you make of that?
Well, Ireland probably didn't deserve to win that game. I think over the course of the 90 minutes, Hungary was probably the better side. But sometimes you just have to grind results out. And Josh Cullen said it before the game when we had that short interview. He said, we've got to believe we can win here. And, I think they got belief with their performance away to Portugal. I think they went away from Portugal saying, we can compete with the best. If everybody pulls together, gets up to their levels 100%, and we stick together, we help each other, we can. And we've seen Seamus Coleman, who's been excellent again. Could have been his last game. He's in tears now, rightly so, because he knows he can put that shirt on at least another couple of times. And, Troy Parrott was a lot. He came through at Spurs, the golden boy. He was the answer after Robbie Keane, and he might be the next one. And he didn't really do it for Ireland. He did it in league football. But today I've got to say that equaliser, that finish is exceptional. It's a brilliant finish. The way he keeps his composure, lifts the ball over the keeper. And then the third one is not really a chance, but obviously he sniffs chances out. This is what poachers do, because he knows the ball is coming. If Scales, it's a brilliant header. It's a great flick on. And he knows if he does flick it on, this is the area where I've got to go. And he just gets his studs to it. They scored 5 goals in the 3 days. He got all 5 of them. What a week's been for him. And I said before, Thursday doesn't count for anything if they don't do it tonight. But what a performance, what a comeback against all the odds, because for 80 minutes it didn't really look like Ireland was going to win that game. They did. Credit to the manager. I think he brought a calmness to the whole setup. Fantastic.
Well, speaking of calm, you might notice that there's a nice little round sort of a bit here. Kevin Doyle did how many circles of that after that winning goal went in? I don't know how you're to speak.
A lot. Listen, the players feel there's a lot of frustration for everyone in Ireland who's a supporter of the national team, which is the majority of the country for a good few years, and that just to see us coming out of an important game. The other night was important. That game, when the whole country's watching, and we need to put on a performance and win, and to do it in that style, basically the last few seconds of the game. Just a massive relief for everyone.
Matt, you know, that's a good point. And it's funny, Diddy said about the belief, there was this huge banner in the crowd there and with an Ireland flag and "Believe" was written on it. I wonder, after all the difficult years he's had, Troy Parrott, I'd say he believes now. Shocker, the man who scored the hat-trick, this man who scored the equaliser, the late winner to keep Ireland's World Cup dreams alive, he is. I have a feeling that Troy Parrott isn't the only person crying at the moment. Look at that. I'd love to know what Hamer Hallgrimsson is saying to him. I do wonder, Kevin, first of all, before I ask you about how drained he must be, because as you mentioned, when there was running to be done towards the end of that, he was the one who was absolutely bombing it down the pitch. But that interview, how emotional he is to be able to, because it was composed. That's what you were talking about, even the finish there at the end, to be able to do that.
Yeah, and he's obviously, the tears are flowing. I'd imagine that emotion coming out of him is the last 4 or 5 years of pressure, of trying to make his way in the game, of going abroad to the Dutch league and making a career for himself after being, built up as a new superstar at 17 years of age at Spurs, and all that is now done full circle, and he's back to where everyone thought he would be 4 or 5 years ago, or the expectation that was on him, and now he's come and fulfilled that in the last 2 games, in goals, in work rate, in all-round footballing ability. Listen, it's great to get goals, but they don't always come as a centre forward. You have to work hard and do all the other things, and he does all the other things, and he gets his reward for it at the end. He has the skill and the composure to take his chances when they come.
It's not quite a tournament goal. We think of Ray, who was on commentary today. He scored a couple of biggies. Kevin Sheedy scored a huge one. Robbie Keane, Damien Duff at the last time Ireland were in a World Cup. For qualifiers, Shane Long in 2015 against Germany, the last really, really big one. This winning moment, Diddy, that surely from an Irish point of view, it's going to go down.
No, and maybe the reaction of some of the players you can explain, because they haven't experienced success in an Ireland shirt. For the last 5 or 6 years... Some header from Skells, brilliant, and it's just a poacher skill, absolutely fantastic. And winning is a habit as much as losing is a habit. And I hope they have a good celebration tonight, have a good party. They deserve it.
I think they will, Diddy.
I'm sure they will. And they have to remember what it feels like to win, because you want more of it. As I said, it is a habit, fantastic scenes here. But to keep the belief after being outplayed for most of the game, I think shows what a united group the manager created there. Because this is... It's just fantastic. They'll be watching this over and over again tonight.
I think we might all be.
Yeah, it was just brilliant, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. He's a hard worker, as Kevin just said. Scored the 2 goals on Thursday, and the way they kept going was just exceptional, because it's easy when 10 minutes to go, you need 2 goals, and you haven't had a goal scoring opportunity for 35 minutes in the second half. It's easy to say, this is not our day, lads. This is not us. This is not for us today. But they kept going. They kept believing when probably few people, possibly myself included, thinking, I'm not sure how we're going to get 2 goals here. But they did, and that makes it even better.
We will be looking back more on this, looking at more of what happened over that 97 minutes as it was in the end. Well, there was a lot to take out of that from Hamer Hallgrimsson. We did enjoy that. We did enjoy the line about what they wasted their own time in the end, and it was kind of funny. You've always liked Hallgrimsson. Now, he has made mistakes along the way, but he used an interesting phrase there, talking about this match, about there were mistakes, but we corrected it. And
yes.
Will that kind of sum up his tenure so far in many ways?
Yeah, well, you've got to make a decision based on seeing the players. And I expected, if he made a change from Thursday, I thought Manning's going to come in. I thought he's leaving Czech Taylor there. He decided to bring Malumbi in. You speak to his coaching staff, you've got to make a decision. This is what he's getting paid for. And then, obviously, if it doesn't work, then you've got to correct it. I think he did correct it when he moved Azaz. I think the game improved, as Kevin said. But what he said, the growth of the team, and I said that before the game, I think they matured. And I think they accept the responsibility they've got now playing for a country. And when you win, when you have success, it's a lot nicer than losing. And I think they realised now, when we put that shirt on, there's a purpose. And it's not to play nice football, it's not to do this, it's to win games. And I think they showed leadership. Coleman played a big role, as we said before the game. But I think a lot of the players, they just grew in stature. Ogbene is one of them. Obviously, was unfortunately yet to come off today. And obviously, the lads at the back, they should have done better, the three lads at the back, Collins and O'Shea. But I think all three of them are just leaders. They are there to be relied on. They take responsibility. And I think there's something growing, there's something building.
Let's go through some of the key moments. We're going to go back to this Finn Azaz change. So Jason Malumbi went off.
Yeah.
Finn Azaz dropped back into that more midfield role.
Yeah, I can see, listen, he's not probably a natural centre midfielder, but we needed someone on the ball. We needed someone to create something, be confident, look forward with it, and he did that when he came on.
And he was obviously when he switched positions, but he, of course, gave the assist for the equaliser.
He put a couple of lovely balls through, I think the one for Kenny as well. But this is it, just looks up, looks forward. Which was, this one is the goal. Yeah, again, gets on it, looks forward. So easy for him to go sideways there, Joanne. The finish is brilliant. Try Parrott. Everything is great about the finish. Times he's run well, stays on side. It was so easy for him to go wide there, Finn Azaz, and just negate responsibility and say, I kept the ball, went wide, put crossing. Doesn't. He looks for his centre forward, tries to make a difference. And that's, listen, the touch, the finish from Troy Parrott is top class. But that's a position in midfield which I think, the one position I'd say we could add to our team. Someone who can do that, who looks forward. I'm not saying he's the answer, but in this case, for the half an hour that he was there, he was the answer. To look forward, play the ball, the finish from Troy Parrott, calmness, coolness, kept himself on side, everything right about it, and set us up for that finish of the game.
You talked about correcting things or mistakes. He was poor in the first half.
Yeah, he was.
So there was 2 or 3 players warming up at half-time. You know, we were thinking, well, maybe...
You thought he was going to be gone?
Well, maybe Azaz is one of them coming off, and it's one thing seeing the pass, it's another thing playing it. And obviously he saw it, he's got the ability to play it. And he's been exceptional. When he was moved in the middle, he did change the game.
We did wonder if they had perhaps left it too late to really go for this game, because when Ireland did finally start to create some chances, we weren't sure they were going to stick.
Yeah, and towards the end, every time the ball went into the box, it was dangerous, and I think they showed big flaws in their defence, because this is a brilliant ball across the face of goal here from O'Shea, just nowhere in the end of it. If the keeper gets a hand to it, probably Parrott gets an easy tap in. And again, here, this is the chance from Kenny. It's a good save. The keeper makes himself big. It just catches him on the right arm. Ball was going in. What a moment this would have been for the young man. But they kept trying, and I think the longer the game got on, and especially after the equaliser, I think they believed we're going to get another one here. Fortunately, they did.
It is really easy, especially when you have someone like Troy Parrott who comes up with a hat-trick to concentrate on the attacking play. Yeah. Ireland wouldn't have been next or near this if Dominic Szoboszlai has got in, if Caoimhin Kelleher again hadn't stood up, but also Liam Scales, who didn't necessarily have a brilliant 90 minutes all round, but had one of the biggest moments, could you say?
Yeah, vital, big moment at both ends, Joanne. Here, blocking that a number of times. Caoimhin Kelleher, fabulous again. And then Liam Scales comes up with the flick on for Troy Parrott's goal. But they were under pressure, and we were going to be. Listen, we were throwing men forward to rescue the situation we were in, to try get to a playoff for World Cup. You're going to leave space at the back. It's whether Hungary had the quality or wanted to push enough men forward themselves to take it. Szoboszlai, was, in fairness to him, was fabulous. It was frustrating as it was watching him. Slow to everything, walking to everything. If you were a Hungary fan, you were saying brilliant and he was fabulous. But it didn't matter, because we had the final say, and the relief for everyone. And the relief, like the manager's interview there, like that Troy Parrott's goal is the difference between him maybe not being the manager, or getting another 2-year contract, which he's going to get now. It was basically guaranteed he's going to be there to take them in the playoffs in March, I think it is. So
it is March.
Lots of things hinged on those last 10 minutes.
Do you want to watch it again?
Yeah, and obviously he's got to thank Parrott, but obviously it was a team effort there. The long ball here, Scales with a brilliant head. I think he's a lot more comfortable in the middle than he is at left back. He played really well second half. This is a great offensive header, and here Parrott is there where Poacher has to be. But then again, we saw in the clip before, we saw Kevin Kelleher. You know, I think he's one of the top 3 or 4 goalkeepers in the Premier League. This moment wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for him again, because throughout the campaign, he's been absolutely exceptional, an outstanding goalkeeper, and I think it gives the whole team so much belief, because they know if we need him, he's there. He was today, and that gave the team and the 10 outfield players and Troy Parrott here a chance to score the winner, because without Kevin Kelleher, I think Hungary probably would have been out of sight.
Yeah, that is for sure. That is a scene we are going to keep seeing over and over again, probably for years to come, but hopefully it all means something come the end of next March when we do have those playoffs. More reaction, first of all, to this still. The little smile at the end. So here's what the 2026 schedule looks like. So those playoffs are in March, the end of March. If Ireland don't win the first one, there's potentially a friendly instead. But let's hope that's not the case. Here is a crucial date, apart from what you're looking there. Thursday midday. That's next Thursday midday is when the draw for the playoffs is going to be made. We don't know yet. Whoever is considered a seeded team, still plenty of games to be made, will be at home. This is the Ireland players looking back at the winning goal scored by, of course, Troy Parrott, who actually has become only the 10th ever Republic of Ireland player to score a hat-trick. And doesn't he look like he's enjoying it? I actually think that man is going to collapse at some stage as the day goes on. We're going to have a little look back at the goal once more, but while we do that, let's talk about how they follow up. So at least they have a little bit of time to soak this in, make the most of it, have their parties, as City said, but know that this can't be the end, which clearly they do. Even Dara said it there.
Yeah, no, listen, you enjoy it. It's nearly a pity, Joanne, isn't it, that they have to wait till March now, because they're on a bit of a roll. Like, I'm trying to think back to the last time they had 2 important wins in a row like that, followed one good performance with a win away from home. It's just brilliant. A couple of, you know, a lot of things, a lot of records have changed for those bunch of players. They've done things that would have been said to them, you know, in interviews for the last couple of years. You haven't done this, you haven't done that. You know, teams that have passed have done this, and an Irish spirit and Irish whatever, and they've showed all that tonight and put all that to bed in the last 2 nights. Again, listening to them being interviewed, listening to the manager being interviewed, they're all very level-headed about it. They're not getting carried away. I just hope we get a reasonable draw on Thursday. You know, I think Italy are one of the teams we could get. You know, you don't want to go away to Rome or somewhere in your playoff game. You want to have something where you can really have.
Don't be bringing us down already,
no,
Kevin.
I don't want to be dragging the energy out of place. But listen, we won today. Brilliant. Oh, what a feeling for! I can only imagine what the players for us here. Amazing for everyone at home watching. Like, everyone just so willing and wanting an Irish team to perform, win, make everyone smile.
Lifts everything.
I have 3 kids, 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 8-year-old. They haven't seen this. Like, watching, getting to see it, because they still, you know, bow to Cristiano Ronaldo, and watching him getting beaten, an Irish team beating Portugal, and him getting sent off, and realising there is other things outside of Ronaldo and Messi, and this Irish team can be their Ronaldo and Messi in the next few years.
Do you want to finish off by saying I told you so?
Well, I said after the Portugal game, why should we win the last 3 games, finish on 10 points? Did I expect it? No. Did I believe it? Probably not. But there's always a chance. You've got to believe, and that's what they did. They needed at least 7, probably 9. 3 wins, competitive wins in a row, which hasn't happened for a long time, against very good opposition. And I think we heard it of one of the players. When you win these games, you know you can trust each other, because we've got the backs against the wall. We are down and out. 10 minutes to go. We need 2 goals. And we don't get a kick. And they find a way. So the trust amongst them now will be endless. And I think it's standing them in good stead. Yes, it's a long time to the playoffs. But whoever comes now, I think the manager said it before, he doesn't really care what the opposition does. We concentrate on us. That's what they did. And whoever comes, I think they've got a chance.
OK, and of course there is an Ireland team in World Cup action still. Join us on Tuesday for the under-17s in their round of 16 at the FIFA World Cup. That's from 2:30. We also have the under-21s later on that day. A big thank you to Kevin and to Dee for now, and for all of you watching on a day where we found out it's OK when you are an Irish team to do exactly what that banner said in Budapest and believe.